Today I'm showing you 7 flats under £1,000 a month that are available to rent in London right now. I spent hours going through hundreds of listings to find the real deals. The kind of places that get taken fast and that people regret missing. So stay focused, because one of these might just be your next flat. Let's dive right in. This first flat is listed at £867 a month and it is extremely well located in Fulham. It's just a 14-minute walk from Parsons Green Station, which is in Zone 2. Now, let's be real. The flat is a bit dated. If you look at the pictures, you'll see a single bed, some random furniture like 2 tables, an armchair and a bit of shelving. That said, one thing I do like is that the view from the window is directly onto trees. So it feels more peaceful and green, even if we are in the middle of London. The kitchen is not the most modern, and there is barely any counter space. But you do get storage, a washing machine and a small hob, even though there is no proper oven. And the bathroom is a good size. It's got a window, some storage and a big mirror, which is more than what you get in most places. So yeah, the style is outdated and the single bed might be a deal breaker for some. But here's the thing, you're in Zone 2, in Fulham, in a quiet green area for under £900 a month. That's very rare. Even with the compromises, I think it's still a solid option, especially if you want to stay central and you don't mind the dated style. If you're interested in this flat, make sure you subscribe to my free newsletter. That's where I share my favorite London listings every week before the videos go live. The sign up link is just below if you want to join. Now, if this flat felt a bit too ordinary, the next one is the complete opposite. It's not just a flat, it's a houseboat in one of the most desirable parts of London. It's listed at £1,000 a month and it's moored in Richmond, about a 20-minute walk from Richmond station. And of course, since it's a houseboat, you're right by the Thames. Now, this definitely won't be for everyone, but if you're into places that are a bit quirky or different, this could be a fun option. Just look at the view from the windows. You've got trees, the river, it's a very peaceful vibe. It's honestly kind of dreamy compared to a lot of flats at this price. Inside, you've got a decent kitchen with a full-size fridge, some counter space and a good amount of storage. You don't get the usual oven and stove though, so if cooking is your thing, that's something to think about. They've put in a sofa bed, which is a bit of a shame. I think a proper bed would have made more sense, but that's something you could potentially change if it's allowed. The bathroom is basic, but it does have a window, which is always a plus, especially on a boat. And to be fair, this is one of those places where the main selling point isn't inside. It's everything around it. There's even a roof terrace, which is such a rare find in London, let alone on the water. And if you like the idea of having your own little outdoor space in London, I've made a full video just about that. All flats with private gardens. I'll link it here if you're interested. With this flat, you also get access to a communal laundry room, which is a plus. They do describe it as a newly refurbished studio, and I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't quite look like that. But still, if you want something unique, peaceful, in an area like Richmond, this could really work. If the houseboat felt a bit out of the way, this next one might suit you better. And it's a lot closer to public transport, which can make a big difference. This flat is listed at £950 a month and it is in West London. Just a 7-minute walk from Harlesden station, which is in Zone 3. It's not a big place, but I still think it could be a decent option at this price and location. You get a little bit of integrated storage, which is always helpful in small spaces. The kitchen looks very basic and we can't see much of it in the pictures. So it's one of those where you would definitely need to check everything in a viewing. That said, I really like that the kitchen is by a window that overlooks trees. I think it gives the space a calmer feel. Unfortunately, we don't get proper photos of the bathroom, which is disappointing. But even with that, I think that this place has potential. It might not be perfect on paper, but it might end up being a very good deal in person. And I found another listing in the exact same neighborhood at the exact same price, and it's literally a room with no window. Honestly, that's just creepy. And it's not a one-off. Rightmove and Zoopla are full of listings like that. I even made a whole video on this, where I show you the worst flats currently on the market. Just so you know what landlords actually have the audacity to advertise, and what you definitely don't have to settle for. I'll link it here if you want to watch it next. So while the flat I'm showing you today isn't a palace, it is at least livable. And that already puts it ahead of a lot of what's out there. If you'd like to book a viewing for this one, just sign up to my free newsletter to get the full listing details. The link is down below. If you like your space clean, simple and modern, this next one could be a great match. This studio is listed at £895 a month and it is in North London, not far from Bruce Grove Station, which is in Zone 3. It's about a 15-minute walk to the overground and you're also really close to the high street. So you've got shops, food and essentials nearby. It's not a mansion, obviously, but if you're looking for your own space on a smaller budget and still want to be fairly well connected, this could be a good option. Now, again, we don't have loads of photos for this listing, but from what is shown, this place looks brand new, which is a nice bonus at this price. The bathroom is small, but it's clean, and there is a little bit of storage. The main room has big windows and wooden floors, which helps make it feel a bit more open. In the kitchen area, you've got a proper oven, counter space, storage, and space for a full-size fridge. Even though it's not clear if it actually comes with the flat, since it's not on the picture. And there also seems to be a spot for a washing machine. One nice detail, the rent includes water and internet, which will save you around £50 a month. It's not huge, but still something. So overall, it's a simple flat, but for under £900 in Zone 3, with some bills included and a fresh interior, that's a rare find. The next place is in South London, and honestly, it is probably the biggest flat we've seen today. It's listed at £1,000 a month, and it's about a 12-minute walk from Norbury train station, which I believe is in Zone 4. The flat is in a nice looking building, and it is a bit more spacious than average. On one side, you've got the sleeping area, with the bed and some storage, and on the other side, you have the kitchen, which is right by the window. And I think having the window in the kitchen is always a plus. That said, the kitchen is very basic. There is a fridge and a hot plate, and that's pretty much it. For me personally, it's not really the kind of kitchen I'd enjoy cooking in. But if you mostly eat out or keep it simple, it could work. The bathroom is a good size, and we actually get a full bath and a window, which is quite rare at this price in London. So overall, if you're looking for something that gives you a bit more space and you're okay with a basic kitchen, I think it could be worth a closer look. By the way, if you've got a bit more flexibility in your budget, I've made a video with listings under £1,250 a month. If you want to see what that extra bit of money can get you, I'll link the video here. The next flat is a bit further from central London, but it is the cheapest of today's selection. It's listed at £875 a month, and it is in northwest London. It's just a 6-minute walk from South Harrow Station in Zone 5. It's still not a palace, of course, but if you're looking to live alone on a budget and still stay well connected with other parts of London, this could be a good option. You're close to public transport and near South Harrow High Street, so you'll have easy access to shops and restaurants. Inside, the main room fits a double bed and still gives you a bit of space to move. The kitchen has the essentials: cupboards, an oven, and even a washing machine. And the bathroom is a good size with a window, which is a win at this price. The listing doesn't have many photos, which makes it a bit harder to judge the layout or condition. But based on what's there, it looks decent and functional. Now, if you're struggling to see the value here, let me give you a bit of perspective. I found another studio flat in the same area advertised at basically the same price. But it's a 20-minute walk to the closest station, so much further away from public transport. And this is what you get: a room that barely fits a bed, a fridge right next to the bed, which honestly I'm not even sure meets fire regulation, and a kitchen without a stove. And sadly, this is representative of about 90% of listings in London at this price point. So while the flat I've shown you isn't perfect, it is better than a lot of what's out there. Alright, the price of this next flat has already been reduced twice, so there might be room for negotiation. It's currently listed at £995 a month, and it's about an 18-minute walk from White Hart Lane Station in Zone 3. It's not huge, but one thing I really like is that it has a separate kitchen. The kitchen has basic storage, some counter space, an oven, and an extractor fan. It's a bit awkward because it looks like there isn't enough space for the fridge in there. They've plugged it into the main room instead. So that's something to look into during a viewing, to see if the layout could work for you. There's also a bit of integrated storage in the main room. And even though we don't see much of the bathroom, it looks like it is a decent size, with a shower that seems big enough and some storage. This one has also been on the market for a while, and it's been reduced twice. So if you're on a tight budget, there might be room for negotiation. And that could make this flat a very good value if you're willing to be flexible. This video is part of a series where I share flats under £1,000 a month. If you want to see more places at this price point, you can watch this video next.